In our previous video, we covered the basics of derivatives, where we learned what a derivative is, how it represents the rate of change, and how to find it using the first principles method. We have already built a strong foundation, and now it's time to take things to the next level. Today, we will dive into basic differentiation rules and special functions and their derivatives, step by step, in the simplest way possible. By the end of this video, you'll be comfortable differentiating various kinds of functions with ease. Before we begin, just note one thing, that the derivative of a constant value with respect to x, or anything which is not dependent upon x, is 0. Also, let me tell you that mathematicians have already calculated the derivatives of some special functions which are super useful while solving any derivative question. These are the list of formulas. Also just note that instead of writing df over dx, we also represent derivatives as f prime of x. This thing is called prime. Just simple notations. And I know that, although we do not like to mug up formulas, knowing these special derivatives will make differentiation much easier for you. And people studying calculus generally remember them as shortcuts to save time while solving problems. Even if you might not remember all of them right now, as you keep practicing and using them in problems, they will naturally become familiar to you. So, don't stress about memorizing every single formula right away. The more you work with them, the easier it'll get. Now, let's get started. Problem 1. Derivative of x raised to the power 5. To find this derivative, it's super simple. We use the power rule, which is used to differentiate the expressions of the form x raised to n, and is given by this. Here, n equals 5, and therefore the derivative of x raised to the power 5 is 5 times x raised to the power 5 minus 1, or 4. Now find the derivative of the cube root of x. We can also write it as x raised to 1 over 3. Using the same power rule, we get n equals 1 over 3, and therefore the derivative is 1 over 3 times x, raised to the power 1 over 3 minus 1, which is x raised to the power of minus 2 over 3. Noise. Next, we will move to the sum and difference rules. The sum and difference rule in calculus says that when we differentiate a sum or difference of two functions, we can simply differentiate each function separately. In simple words, the derivative of a function f of x plus g of x is just the derivative of f of x plus the derivative of g of x. Similarly, the derivative of f of x minus g of x is the derivative of f of x minus the derivative of g of x. Let's find the derivative of x squared plus 3x minus 4 step by step. We have three terms here, x squared, 3x, and minus 4. First, we apply the power rule to x squared. Here, n is 2, and therefore the derivative will become 2 times x raised to 2 minus 1, or simply 2x. Next, we differentiate 3x. Again, using the power rule, the derivative of x will be 1, and thus multiplying by 3 gives 3. Finally, the derivative of any constant, like minus 4, is always 0, as already mentioned earlier. Now, using the sum and difference rule, we add up all the results to get the derivative of this as 2x plus 3 as the final answer. Great! Now let's find the derivative of 7 square root of x plus 2 sine of x minus natural log of x step by step. We have three terms here. First, we start with the term 7 square root of x. We can rewrite square root of x as x raised to the power 1/2. Using the power rule, the exponent 1/2 comes down as a multiplier, and we reduce the exponent by 1. So, the derivative will become 7 over 2 times x, raised to the power minus 1/2. Next, we differentiate two signs of x. Look at this list. The derivative of sine of x is cos of x, so the derivative of 2 sine of x is 2 times cos of x. Finally, we differentiate minus natural log of x. The derivative of natural log of x is 1 divided by x, so the derivative of minus natural log of x is minus 1 divided by x. Now, putting everything together, the final answer is 7 over 2 times x, raised to the minus half plus 2 times cos of x minus 1 divided by x. See how easy it was to find the derivative once you have somehow remembered the formulas of these special functions. Now let us level up our gear. We will now be solving problems related to the product rule. In simple words, for two functions, f and g, when we want to find the derivative of their product, we use the product rule. It says that the derivative of f times g is the derivative of f times g plus f times the derivative of g. In other words, it's f prime of x times g of x plus f of x times g prime of x. Awesome! Let's find the derivative of x squared times sine of x using the product rule. Here we have two functions. F is x squared and g is sine of x. The product rule tells us that the derivative of f times g is this, right? So, first we differentiate f, which is x squared. The derivative of x squared is 2 times x, so f prime is 2 times x. Next, we differentiate g, which is sine of x. The derivative of sine of x is cos of x, so g prime is cos of x. Now, applying the product rule, we multiply f prime by g to get 2x times sine of x, and then multiply f by g prime to get x squared times cos of x. Putting these together, the final derivative is 2 times x times sine of x plus x squared times cos of x. Amazing! Let's find the derivative of x cubed times e raised to the power x. Here we have two functions. F is x cubed and g is e raised to the power x. The derivative of x cubed is 3 times x squared, so f prime is 3 times x squared. Next, we differentiate g, which is e raised to the power x. Now look at this table. We get the derivative of e raised to the power x is just e raised to the power x itself. So g prime is e raised to x. Now, applying the product rule, we multiply f prime by g to get 3 times x squared times e raised to x, and then multiply f by g prime to get x cubed times e raised to x. Putting everything together, the final derivative is 3 times x squared times e raised to x plus x cubed times e raised to x. Now let me know in the comments what will be the derivative of this function. Use product rule to solve it. Ready to level up your gear? We will now be solving problems related to the quotient rule. The quotient rule is used when you need to differentiate the ratio of two functions, where one function is n of x, or simply n, the numerator, and the other is d of x, or simply d, or the denominator. To apply it, you take the derivative of n, which is n prime, multiply it by d, subtract n, times the derivative of d, which is d prime, and then divide the result by d squared. Let's find the derivative of x squared divided by x plus 1 using the quotient rule. Here, n is x squared and d is x plus 1. First, we take the derivative of n, which is 2 times x. Derivative of d, or x plus 1, is simply 1. Next, we multiply n prime, or 2x, by d, which is x plus 1. Then, we subtract n, which is x squared, multiplied by the derivative of d. So, this will be 1. Finally, we divide the result by d squared, which is x plus 1 squared. Putting everything together, the final derivative is 2x times x plus 1 minus x squared divided by x plus 1 squared. To simplify this, 2x times x plus 1 gives 2x squared plus 2x. Then, we subtract x squared from this expression, resulting in x squared plus 2x. So the final result is x squared plus 2x divided by x plus 1 whole square. Now, let us find the derivative of natural log of x over x using the quotient rule. Here, n is natural log of x and d is x. First, we take the derivative of n, which is the derivative of natural log of x, or 1 over x, so n prime is 1 over x. Next, we differentiate d, which is x, and the derivative of x is simply 1. So, d prime is 1. Now, applying the quotient rule, we multiply n prime, which is 1 over x, by d, which is x, giving us 1 over x times x, or 1. Then, we subtract n, which is natural log of x, multiplied by d prime, which is 1. So, we subtract the natural log of x. Next, we divide the result by d squared, which is x squared. Putting everything together, the final derivative is 1 minus the natural log of x over x squared. Now let me give you a challenge. Can you solve this same question using the product rule? Also, after solving that question, let me know in the comments what will be the derivative of this function. Use quotient rule to solve this. Finally, we will end this video by solving the derivative of tan of x using the first principle of derivatives, because I just want to show you how to solve a derivative problem using the first principle. The first principle tells us that the derivative of a function is equal to the limit as h approaches 0 of the difference between the function f at x plus h and the function f at x divided by h. We have f of x equals tan of x, and we substitute into this formula, which gives us the limit as h approaches 0 of tan of x plus h minus tan of x divided by h. To simplify tan of x plus h, we use the tan addition formula, which says that tan of a plus b is equal to tan of a plus tan of b, divided by 1 minus tan of a times tan of b. Applying this to tan of x plus h, we get tan of x plus tan of h, divided by 1 minus tan of x times tan of h. Next, tan of x plus h minus tan of x equals this minus tan of x. Now, we need a common denominator, which is 1 minus tan of x times tan of h, so we rewrite tan of x as tan of x times 1 minus tan of x times tan of h, divided by 1 minus tan of x times tan of h. After simplifying, the numerator becomes tan of h times 1 plus tan square x, and this is divided by 1 minus tan of x times tan of h. Then we divide this by h. From the theory part of limits, we know that as h approaches 0, tan of h becomes equal to h. So we replace tan of h with h and cancel them out, which simplifies the expression to this. Finally, substitute h equals 0 here to get this tan of h equals 0, and this whole thing simplifies to 1. In the end, we are left with 1 plus tan square x, which, using trigonometry, is none other than sec square x, and that's it. Look at this table. We have the derivative of tan of x equals sec square x. Isn't this super cool? Now, if this video gets 5,000 likes, then in the next part, I will show the most important concept of derivative, which is like the king of all the rules we have used so far for finding the derivatives, and it is called chain rule. So hit that like and smash that subscribe button. So good!